Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of 3 plus x is equal to 10. So to solve this, I'm going to first start by subtracting 10 on both sides. So if I subtract 10 on both sides, these two cancel out, and I get x to the power of 3 plus x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now, from here, to actually find all of the solutions for this equation, we have to first start by finding one solution and then use that one solution to find the rest. So how are we going to find that one solution? Well, we're going to simply have to guess. So let's start with x equals 1. When x equals 1, I get 1 to the power of 3 plus 1 minus 10, and this is equal to negative 8, which does not equal 0, which is wrong. Now let's try x equals 2. When x equals 2, I get 2 to the power of 3 plus 2 minus 10. 2 to the power of 3 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 minus 10 is 0, so this works. So now that we have one solution of x, we can use this solution to find out the rest of the solutions. And how are we going to do that? Well, if x equals 2, this means that x minus 2 is a factor of our original equation, because if we plug in 2 for x minus 2, that equals 0. This means that I have to divide x minus 2 with x squared plus x minus 10. However, this also means what we can do is we can rewrite x to the power of 3 plus x minus 10 as, well, what's 2 squared? 2 squared is 4, so I get plus 4x, and then because we have plus 4x, what is x? What is 4x plus what is equal to x? Well, 4x minus 3x, or we could also do 5x minus 4x. So we get 5x minus 4x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor by grouping. So we can group x to the power of 3 plus 5x and negative 4x minus 10. Well, x to the power of 3 plus 5x, the greatest common factor is x. However, this won't work because x squared plus 5, that can be simplified. So what I'm going to do is rewrite this as x to the power of 3 minus 4x plus 5x minus 10 is equal to 0. So now, if I factor by grouping, the greatest common factor from x to the power of 3 minus 4x is x, so I get x times x squared minus 4, plus from 5x minus 10, the greatest common factor is 5. So I get 5 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now x squared minus 4, I can rewrite that as x plus 2 times x minus 2. And I have this plus 5 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now from here, I can factor out x minus 2, so I get x minus 2 times x plus 2 plus 5 is equal to 0. And this simplifies to x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now this gives me two equations. I get x minus 2 is equal to 0, and I get x squared plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Well, for x minus 2 equals 0, I can simply add 2 on both sides, so I get x equals 2. And we already got the solution by guessing at the start. Now for x squared plus 2x plus 5 equals 0, I can use the quadratic formula. So in this case, I get negative 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 4, minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. And this is equal to negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 20, which is negative 16 over 2. And you can't take the square root of negative numbers, so there's no solution for this, meaning my only solution to this equation is x equals 2. Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of 3 plus x is equal to 10. So to solve this, I'm going to first start by subtracting 10 on both sides. So now I have x to the power of 3 plus x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now negative 10, that's the same thing as negative 8 minus 2. So now I'm going to switch the order of these and rewrite this as x to the power of 3 minus 8 plus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So now 8 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3. So now I have x to the power of 3 minus 2 to the power of 3 plus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3, this is equal to a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So in this case, x to the power of 3 minus, x to the power of 3 minus 2 to the power of 3, I can rewrite as x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 2 squared, which is 4, plus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So now if I factor out x minus 2, I get x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4 plus 1 is equal to 0, which is the same thing as x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So now to solve this, I have two equations. I get x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x squared plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So for x minus 2 equals 0, x is obviously equal to 2, so this is one solution. And for x squared plus 2x plus 5 equals 0, I can use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in this case, b is equal to 2, so I have negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared, which is 4, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 5, all over 2a, so 2. Now this is the same thing as negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 20 over 2, which is equal to negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 16 over 2. Now the square root of negative 16 is the same thing as the square root of 16 times the square root of negative 1, and the square root of negative 1 is equal to an imaginary number I. So negative 2 plus or minus the square root of, square root of 16, which is 4, times I is the square root of negative 1 over 2, which is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 2i. So two more solutions. Alright, so in this problem, I have x squared minus y squared is equal to x minus y squared. So to start, I'm going to first start by expanding x minus y squared. So now I have x squared minus y squared is equal to x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. So now these two x squared cancel out if I subtract x squared on both sides. So now I have negative y squared is equal to negative 2xy plus y squared. And now I'm going to add y squared on both sides and add 2xy on both sides. These two cancel out, these two cancel out, and I have 2xy is equal to 2y squared. Now I'm going to subtract 2y squared on both sides. These two cancel out, and I get 2xy minus 2y squared is equal to 0. Now I can factor out 2y. So now I have 2y times x minus y is equal to 0. So now this gives me two equations. I have 2y is equal to 0, and I also have x minus y is equal to 0. So for 2y equals 0, this means that y is equal to 0. And if x minus y equals 0, this means that x is equal to y, and remember y equals 0, so x is also equal to 0. So both of these variables are equal to 0. Now, I have another method of solving this. I have x squared minus y squared is equal to x minus y squared. So now I'm going to rewrite x squared minus y squared as x plus y times x minus y. And now I'm going to divide both sides by x minus y. So then these two cancel out, and I'm left with x plus y is equal to x minus y. Now, I have x plus y equals x minus y, and I can cancel these two x's out. So now I have y is equal to negative y, meaning 2y is equal to 0, and y is equal to 0. So again, I get y equals 0. So now to check, I had x squared minus y squared is equal to x minus y squared. If both of these are equal to 0, then I have 0 minus 0 is equal to 0 minus 0 squared, meaning 0 equals 0. Alright, so in this problem, I have 4 to the power of x is equal to 40. So to solve this, I'm going to first start by taking the log on both sides. So now I have log 4 to the power of x is equal to log 40. Now, if I have something in the form log a to the power of b, I can move this exponent b to the front. So this can equal b times log a. So in this case, I have log 4 to the power of x, so I can move x to the front. So now I have x times log 4 is equal to log 40. Now, I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by log 4. So then these two cancel out, and now I have x is equal to log of 40 over log 4. Now, log 40, this is the same thing as log of 4 times 10. Because log 40 is equal to 4 times 10. So I have this over log 4. And now if I have something in the form log a times b, this is equal to log a plus log b. So in this case, I have log 4 times 10. So this is equal to log 4 plus log 10. And now I have this over log 4. Now log 4 plus log 10 over log 4, this is the same thing as log 4 over log 4 plus log 10 over log 4. And log 4 and log 4, these two cancel out. So now I have x is equal to 1 plus log 10 over log 4. So now log 10, this is the same thing as 1. Log 10 is equal to 1. So now I have x is equal to 1 plus 1 over log 4. And log 4 is equal to 0.602. So now I have x is equal to 1 plus 1 over 0.602, which is equal to 1 plus 1.66, meaning x is equal to 2.66.